back to Wookies on X-Wing. My name is Matt,
I'm John.
and today we've got another one of your fan requests. This is 5 Alpha Squadron Interceptors with Autothrusters. 20 points a pop, nice even 100.
Yeah, I believe it was a while back now somebody requested that 5 Interceptors be played out, so we finally were able to get around to it. I built a list that is might be more commonly seen in the current meta, given that there are TLTs and things like that. So what I'm flying is the absolutely necessary T-70 X-Wing with being a Blue Squadron pilot with R2-D2 and Autothrusters as my modification. I have 3 Bandits, so Z95 pilot skill 2 Bandits. And I have 2 A-Wings. They're prototype pilot. They have the Chaardran Refit for a -2 points and Autothrusters for 2 points to balance that out.
It's basically the Rebel version of, well, the 5 Interceptor list.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
And
I have 6 fighters in a Rebel list.
You
And
have a very, amusingly enough, a very distinct pilot skill advantage.
yeah, I have 4 of my fighters have pilot skill 2, and the 2 ones that have pilot skill 1, I mean, they're A-Wings. They're alright with going last, or being blockers. The idea when I was building the list is that the A-Wings would be either blockers or interceptors to fight any kind of TLTs.
Mm-hmm.
The Bandits would really get in your face and be the brick, be the anvil, and the T-70 X-Wing can just go wherever he wants and hopefully play attrition a bit, because he's still relatively cheap. He still has the R2-D2s. He still has the Autothrusters.
Yeah, and it's our preliminary thoughts, at least, on the 5 Interceptors. It's very, very meta dependent. If you've got a lot of turrets and a lot of, like, especially the old style with the 2 big ships, or a turreted big ship and a small ship, this is probably going to do really well. I'm not quite so comfortable with it into what kind of the playstyle is evolving into, of just more smaller but still very sturdy ships.
Well, that's the thing, is that the current meta right now is super open. You do have a distinct requirement almost for ships that are able to dogfight, because aces, Rebel and Imperial aces, are a thing. And when I say aces, I mean Poe Dameron, Corran Horn, Darth Vader, Sunterfell. Those are the top-notch aces that you'll be seeing a lot in the current meta. And the pilot skill advantage is not in your favor with these interceptors. On top of which, yeah, you're doing fairly well against TLTs, but the problem is you're still at a you're at a pilot skill disadvantage if you, depending on initiative, right?
Yeah.
You actually want to go second when you're fighting scum TLTs, because they're pilot skill 1. Your pilot skill 1. You want to see where they go and then boost.
Yeah.
In position. So it's a very difficult list to play right now in the current meta. On top of which, with 5 interceptors, you have no durability. You're as durable as a TIE fighter. You don't have a whole lot of action economy, so you can't really leverage the boost that much. And Autothrusters are great, but they only work in certain situations, and you have really nothing to face tank.
Yeah.
So you really have to somehow survive the opening engagement, reform, and go from there.
Yeah, it's like there is only 15 health in this, so just first sitting down, it was like, this makes me nervous, especially coming from learning to play the game as Rebels and playing a lot of scum fleets in the last little while. Kind of get used to having reasonably durable ships.
The other thing with this list that not a lot of people will have be a big fan of, I think, is because your Imperials, old Imperials, not First Order, you don't have access to a lot of dice modification. You have Focus.
Mm-hmm.
Focus is not your best action defensively. Evade on a 3 defense ship. Evade tends to be better than Focus, but you want to focus so that you can get your attacks off. So I mean, like, there's a lot of hard, difficult choices. Do I save the Focus for when I can attack, or what. You're just gonna, and half the time you're gonna lose an interceptor to a stray shot too.
Yeah, it's, as we mentioned, they explode just as easily as a TIE fighter, and they're almost twice the price.
Yeah, at this point, like, a TIE FO is cheaper. A TIE FO is 15 points, I think, 15 or 16 points.
Yeah.
And you get a shield, you get a targeting computer. You have almost the same dial. All of your 2s are green, except for, the 2S loop, the Signer loop, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I feel, there's always going to be a place for ace interceptors, again, like Sunterfell. The run-of-the-mill interceptors, I don't think you're going to see a lot of them at the moment. I think there's going to be upgrades in the future that will make them good.
It's going to be very, like I said, it's dependent on what the people in your area play. Like, all of the potential drawbacks we just talked about, they basically go out the window if you still have that older style fleet building.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to get Autothrusters.
So it looks like you've separated some of your TIE interceptors to go after my T-70 and my A-Wing over there. You have...
Mostly the T-70.
Yeah, totally. Some of your interceptors are coming in for the Bandit Squadron. I've able to target lock your red interceptor since we don't have access to the numbers easily. So we have target lock to the red interceptor with 3 of those Z95s.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll able to...
All of them. He's, that's still long-range shots, but still potentially could go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Your long-range shots, so hope you're leveraging the Autothrusters. You don't have... I don't think you have any actions up there.
They all boosted up to start that fencing.
Yeah. So hopefully your Autothrusters are going to be able to defend against the piddly 2 attack dice that I have.
Well, yeah, it's 2 defense versus 4 with an Autothruster. He should be fine.
He should be. And that sort of segues into what I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about, addressing the interceptor list. You're almost 100% dice dependent.
Yes.
Like, there is skill involved in flying interceptors because you want a dogfight.
Still technically TIE swarm.
Yeah, exactly. You want a TIE fight. You want a TIE fight. You want a dogfight with TIEs, and leverage that ability to your advantage. Get behind people. You don't want to joust. So we're scratching off things you don't want to do very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And the interceptor is an interceptor. It's not an air superiority fighter like the TIE fighter is.
Yeah. And with that, having the pilot skill 1, I have to deploy my entire fleet beforehand. So it's really easy for you to just set it up where I have to funnel in where I don't want to be. Like, I really would rather not have my 3 interceptors flying into the middle of this asteroid field. But I didn't really have a whole lot of choice about where I wanted to put them if I didn't want you to just deny me a flank.
Yeah. Also, some of the first shots looks like your, as aforementioned, Autothruster 4 defense dice is...
He's just, don't care.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world. And so here... This isn't too bad for the interceptor, 3 versus 3. It's a good range for him to be at.
Yeah.
He's fairly comfortable exchanging range 3 fire with headhunters.
Yeah. The other really cool thing with the interceptor is this range 3 slugfest is really in your favor. And the other thing that you can do shortly after, depending on how you manage to zoom in there, is TIE interceptors have 5K turns.
They do, yes.
So whether you want to bank for that...
Well, I'm not going to be able to do that this turn.
Just how I'm set up.
Well, because I'm pilot skill 1, I'm going before you.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I was going after, basically regardless of how you move, those front 2, yeah, they could definitely, well, at least the red one, he could definitely pull off a 5K. But yeah. I can't right now. So I'm going to have to deal with a turn of in the teeth of these fighters, which is not really where I want to be.
Yeah,
at all.
Well, I was looking at some of the numbers for TIE interceptors just in the lore, because TIE interceptors are awesome. They're a fan favorite. Mm-hmm. They look cool.
Oh yeah.
And some of the coolest pilots that the Empire has has flown TIE Interceptors.
Yeah.
Like Karnor Jax, I think at one point was the Emperor, like a stand-in for the Emperor after Palpatine died. He's a
scary.
TIE. Yeah,
He's a dick.
He's a badass. Sunterfell, also super cool guy, flies a TIE Interceptor.
Yeah.
So
I played the heck out of Turfineer when the TIE first came out, when the Interceptor first came out.
And he's still really really good.
Yeah, slippery bugger he is.
Yeah. So here you are zooming up and focusing.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you've sort of leveraged your options there, depending on where I go with the T-70 blue squadronmen.
Yeah, let's just trying to set up some killing fields here. That's the hope, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm really not comfortable with where my 3 block of interceptors is ending up, because this is going to tickle. This is not going to be pleasant.
Yeah, you're going to be within range 1 of me. You can't slow play with interceptors.
No, you really can't.
They're just too damn fast.
Well, they live up to their name, right? So.
And you think you flew through an asteroid on that one?
No,
You barrel rolled.
I had to barrel roll out of the way for this guy, because he had to yank it hard over.
Yeah.
To get himself turned around.
And all my target locks are on the red one.
Yep. He's his defense computer's screaming at him.
Yep.
So we'll see how this goes. The suspense. Oh my. Yeah,
Well,
this is that right, like that's something you can't do with an interceptor. You can't one maneuver.
No.
Or at least one forward.
And that's one of the things that I'm very interested in the TIE Veterans box that will be coming out, which will have upgrades for the TIE Bomber and the TIE Defender.
Yes.
Some of the titles that are coming out for the TIE Defender make it super, super sexy.
Oh, they're very nice.
I'm looking at them like, I don't know which title I want to use. This adds such a level of flexibility, especially with the new tractor beam cannon card. It's just such a dick cannon ability. It's great. So
yeah, it's nice to have those options, for sure.
But it's nice to see, going back to what I was saying before, it's nice to see that the meta is so open. I actually got back recently from a store championship event, the first one for 2016. It was a 3-hour car ride full of full of men. So
full of overeating, rather large men.
Yeah. I overate for all of us. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But it was a good turnout. We all had a blast. There was over 30 people, and just so many different lists. Like I played 5 different people. None of them had the same list.
That's
no
amazing.
one had the same list as me, and only like 1 or 2 TLT players. So like the 4 TLTs, only 1 or 2 of them, which was very interesting. And that person didn't go to finals.
Oh wow!
So I'm actually going to have. Oh, look at that damage engine.
Yeah, that's your red squadron. You managed to stop just short of the interceptors. Like, oh, I can shoot you. Yeah, let's go.
Well, yeah, the T-70 just is great for that.
It's an X-wing. X-wings are awesome at range 1.
Not only that, they have boost.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to hear more about my musings on my personal experiences for the event, I'm going to have that in my blog at ComScan, so you definitely check that out if you're interested, Matt.
Yeah, but all that damaged engine, interceptors do not like that crit.
No,
at all.
All of your hard maneuvers are red maneuvers. I'm on a TIE Interceptor.
Oh crap!
That's
6 of my maneuvers.
Yeah.
2 of which were green before. So.
Yeah. Oh man, that's lame.
I mean, he's only got 1 health left, so I have my doubts that he's going to survive.
Yeah,
to use
a stiff breeze will end him.
Yeah. And there's those, like we're saying, durability of a TIE fighter, right?
Yeah. And that was just.
And here's where, for me, the biggest hurdle for this list comes into play, I'm pilot skill 1.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to shoot back. He's just gone.
Yeah, because of it's pilot skill 2 from the Bandits.
Yeah.
Now I think 1 or 2 interceptors in a list, solid. I think going all out. Even 3 aces as all interceptors, I feel like you don't have the durability.
Yeah, it's an older list, sir. It doesn't quite check out anymore.
Yeah.
And as you see, like, just, the damage is just piling up. I didn't take any damage first turn, and I've taken 7 or 8 points so far.
Yeah, and from clinkers too.
Yeah.
Like mind you haven't been rolling stellar on the defense dice, but that's the thing. If you don't roll well on the defense dice, Matt, sorry to say, you don't roll well on the defense dice. But if you don't roll well on the defense dice, you're not going to do well with defense dice dependent lists.
Yeah, it's not something I like to rely on.
I don't like.
Yeah. I'm hitting back, which is nice. Putting some solid damage in.
Damage sensor array. There you go.
So that's a nice crit. Useful, especially to get on a T-70 because they've got some scary actions.
Yeah.
Oh, no boost.
No boost for me.
But I mean, anything that removes actions is good.
You almost took out the T-70 like...
That was nice, yeah. Oh, one shot. But, no, now I gotta see if I can kill some headhunters.
Yeah. It's crazy how durable the T-70 is. It's like... It's as durable as a TIE Defender.
Yeah.
And not nearly as expensive.
And here it is. Alright, I gotta try to kill that T-70. And I missed. Okay.
Come on, man.
It wasn't to be.
Yeah.
That's alright. So this shouldn't be... Hopefully this coming turn will be a little better. I've gotten past I'll be able to get past the line of skirmish here. And hopefully break my fighters around so I'm not doing head-on passes with you again.
Yeah.
Because, well, we saw how well that paid off. This is not what I want to keep doing.
I don't blame you. And the A-Wings really haven't done anything yet, but that's all right because now they're going to be able to do what TIE Interceptors want to be doing, which is getting in behind people and just
they can start skirmishing now, they can start being annoying.
And I'm not overly worried about taking defensive options with them.
No, right now I have a lot more pressing targets.
You have priorities.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's sad to say that the Bandits are one of them.
It's the pilot skill advantage.
Yeah.
So here we go. I want to try to get my TIE fighters flipped around here. That's the nice thing with the Interceptors still, though. It's just they do have such a wide variety of green maneuvers.
Oh, yeah.
That
they're a lot of fun to fly. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're not too worried about shedding stress.
Yeah, and like when you have a pilot when you have a TIE Interceptor with push to limit, and you have the pilot skill advantage, and you're just like, hey, buddy, guess what? I'm going to fly straight at you, barrel roll all the way, and boost right past you. And now you're not shooting at me, and I'm shooting at your friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the greatest.
And this guy's like, I'm just flying past you guys.
Yeah. Nope.
So, nice. Get myself turned around.
You're getting that K turn in.
Yeah. And that's, the lovely thing about that 5K turn is, if it was a 4, wouldn't have been able to do that.
Oh, yeah. A 4K turn is, in my opinion, it's a good K turn for jousters. It's really weak for everything else, if that makes any sense. Because it can keep you in the fight without having to disengage too much. But on a fighter let's say a TIE fighter, you don't really want a 4K turn because you don't have any easy green maneuvers to just slow play back in.
Yeah.
Whereas a 5K turn, it gives you that leverage so you can do a 2 forward and shed a stress.
Yeah, and the 3K turns for other ships is like, I want to get turned around and still be relatively close behind you.
Yeah.
So
that's why I like TIE Fighters have both the 3 and the 4K turn.
yeah.
And the TIE Interceptors have both the 3 and the 5. So there's a reason why you have the 3 and the 5 on an Interceptor.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very nice. Oh, it's a beautiful maneuver dial. Just no questions asked.
And here's that Talon roll.
Oh, that maneuver. Like, we talking about the 2 Signer loop on the TIE FO. That's pretty impressive. That maneuver
Oh yeah,
is amazing.
Elo Asti, there's a T-70 pilot that came out in the new blister. Elo Asti's pilot ability is that he can, while not stressed, you treat Talon rolls as white maneuvers.
It's amazing.
Groovy.
It is incredible. And so here we go. Got your T-70 shooting back. Looks like, thankfully enough, a miss. But we'll see what's going on here. So you've got one Bandit. Oh no, the T-70 was out of range. That was your Bandit Squadron.
Yeah, that was my Bandit Squadron into your TIE Interceptor.
And here we go.
Here's the A-Wing doing a crit.
Console fire. So that's it's not too bad this turn, but it could be bad next turn.
Well, you want to turn around with him. Turning around involves K-turning, and K-turning involves no actions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So let's see. I got, hopefully, this turn I would like to kill a Bandit Squadron, which I have 2 Interceptors looking at him.
And finish off.
And finish off that Blue Squadron. And I've got 2 Interceptors looking at him. Now the Blue Squadron, one is out of range, so
you just whiffle batted that.
Yeah, that was a waffle. That
was full-on maple syrup waffle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty garbage.
It's 2 blanks and 1 eye.
Yeah.
And I get some sweet evade dice.
Yeah, because one of my Interceptors was out of range of the T-70, so a little unfortunate. And here we go, range 1.
4 attack dice, 1 hit.
And it
rest
you
blanks.
Yeah, that was that was pretty
there's
garbage.
2 hits in there, and you plank off some shields.
That was pretty garbage.
That was atrocious, Matt. So not only can you not roll defense dice, but you can also you can't roll attack dice either.
And that's one of the things that I think this is really highlighting it's that this fleet is just so dice dependent.
Oh yeah,
you've got no modification either way.
Yeah.
You've got your focus, but that only helps you so far.
Yeah.
And you really want to be using your actions defensively because you don't have any health.
On top of that, I mean, I kind of feel like a dick playing the particular list that I'm playing because we sort of realize after the fact that my list sort of hard counters yours. I have the bare minimum for the pilot skill advantage. Yeah. I have more ships than you. I have tankier ships, and I still have the ability to dogfight with my A-wings and my T-70 X-wing. So it's like, oh, we're going to show off the 5 Interceptors. I'm going to play the best thing to fight it.
Yeah. Well, I think your list, it's more fitting to what the 5 Interceptor list was designed to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As well as playing into what you're going to see now.
Well, and that's the thing, right? I have the A-Wings and the T-70 there to fight the TLTs.
Yeah.
I have the Bandit Squadrons to be annoying for everything else, like a lot of nice cheap blockers.
Yeah. Well, your 3 Bandits have as much health as 4 of my 5 ships.
Yeah.
And then you have an A-Wing, so in 4 of your ships, you have more health than my 5.
Mm.
And then you still have 2 more ships.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things is like, I have no margin for error here.
Yeah.
And a lot of my error is just nothing I can actually control.
Oh, for sure.
But I would be really intrigued to see what this Rebel list does against a lot of other ones.
Well, now that I've actually played in the store championship and played a bunch of different lists against a wide variety of different people, I have a better idea, I guess you can say a better idea of what is more prevalent, and I think the thing that this particular list would struggle with more than anything else would be an Imperial Aces list. So probably Darth Vader, and probably Sunterfell, and maybe the Doom Shuttle in there too. That could be.
This is nasty. The Doom Shuttle would be nasty for this, for sure.
Well, the thing is that I have a bunch of Bandit Squadron pilots. All right, whatever. You kill the T-70 and the A-Wings with your aces. I mean, a selfish Vader, so Vader with like Predator or Lone Wolf, and an advanced targeting computer. You have Sunterfell in there with a bajillion actions, so he can tank most of these 2 attack dice fighters, especially if he has a stealth device.
Tank or just straight up outmaneuver them.
Yeah, exactly. And
just blatantly outmaneuver them.
Yeah, both Vader and Sunter can just outmaneuver. And then the only real target for my list is as like a Doom Shuttle and or an Emperor Shuttle.
Yeah.
And that can just be. It doesn't need to get shots off. It can just try to get out of dodge, and then Vader and Sunter can just pick off everybody that's chasing after it. So. Mm-hmm. So that's I personally think that's what this Rebel Swarm is going to have trouble with.
But that still leaves you quite a broad area to cover, which is
I have to
quite
play,
nice.
Because of my low pilot skill, I'd have to play very smart. So here's some more attack dice. I get a solid 3 attack dice hit in.
But he figures out how to pilot, which is nice. Well, he's also floating 1 health left, and he's still got a T-70 who's going to shoot at him at, thankfully enough range 2, but still.
Yeah.
It's before he can go. Oh no, that's range 1. We just fired. Yeah, he explodes.
Yeah, this is not looking good for you, Matt.
No, I think, I'm losing ships too fast. If I had killed 2 ships last turn, it'd be a lot better, because we'd actually be on... Well, we still wouldn't be on an even footing as far as health goes, but at least for ship numbers, be a little better. Oh yeah, and my crit, so he's... Burns goes to 1. Because he had the K-turn. Oh, I K-turned him to get him turned around at least, hopefully get some shots off. And he's good. So let's see if I can return fire.
See if you can finish off that T-70.
Yeah, we'll see.
Still throwing more attack dice, and I think you.
Nope.
Yeah, you're done.
That's down to 2 ships, and without having killed any, I mean, there's no question there.
Yeah, it was like we've been saying most of this game. It was a brutal fight. It was an uphill battle for you, and this was a fan request, so we wanted to see what it could do in the current meta. Again, it was a little late, but we plan on having your requests a little bit more relevant. And I mean, that's what it does. Our personal thoughts on the matter. You see, I think
it's very matchup dependent. It is hugely matchup dependent.
Yeah.
Which, it looks cool. I love the Interceptor. It's a neat looking fleet. I don't like skew lists.
Yeah, I know you don't. I don't care for them either. And the other thing to remember, if you want to go back to the lore, Battle of Endor, only 20% of the fighters were TIE Interceptors. The rest of them were a combination of bombers, defenders, but mostly TIE fighters. The Imperials like their TIE fighters. And it just...
We like our TIE fighters.
We like our TIE fighters. And there's always going to be a place for TIE fighters, in my opinion. So, I mean, this game just sort of exemplifies the fact that when it comes to a TIE Interceptor, it's not an air superiority fighter. Don't treat it as such.
Yeah. Well, guys, for further in-depth thoughts, be sure to check out the ComScan blog. Thanks for watching Wookies on X-Wing. Be sure to like and subscribe. We have Wookies videos out every Wednesday.
We are part of the Northern Gaming Network. Be sure to check it out at northerngamingnetwork.com, where we have additional content for this game and others. Find us on Twitter at NorthGameNet, or like us on Facebook to keep up with the most recent news.
See you next week, guys.